Okay, so we are going to start with the past paper questions of kinetic particle theory or states of matter. Let's have a look at the first question. When warmed, solid carbon dioxide changes directly into a gas, it does not become liquid. So a change is occurring in which the state change from solid to gas, which means it is sublimation, right?
Yes, sir.
Use the kinetic particle theory to describe the change in movement and arrangement of particles during this change of state. And if you see, it's of 3 marks. So we have to write 3 points to get all the 3 marks. So what we need to address over here, we need to describe what change occur in movement and what change
Sir,
occur in
should we do it
arrangement.
in our
Is this
copy?
understandable? Yeah, if you want to do, you can do it. You note down in your notebooks the key points. Okay, but do that at the end of your copy with the heading of past paper sessions. Okay.
Okay.
Who left the class? Okay. So when we talk about change in movement, so if you recall, when we talk about solid, the movement in solid is vibration, and the movement in gases are
Furthest apart.
very fast and all direction,
सर नहीं
right?
करो
All
तो इसको पहले इसके बारे में बताना पड़ेगा ना, पहले सॉलिड के बारे में बताना पड़ेगा, फिर गैस के बारे में बताना पड़ेगा, ऐसे कुछ है ना।
change from. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have to just tell the change in movement and change in arrangement. So change in movement would be movement changes from vibration
Vibration to moving furthest apart.
to very fast to moving very fast in all directions. So that is 1 mark. Now, the second thing we have to discuss is, now we have discussed this movement thing. Now we have to discuss the arrangement thing. That is the second thing. So if you recall the arrangement in solids,
It is uniformly arranged.
that in
Before it
and
was
in
formally arranged.
gases,
It is uniformly arranged.
arrangement from uniform yes. So see when we talk yes, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So see that initially the movement is changes. Initially in solid they are vibrating, and then when they become gas they're moving very fast. So by writing this change we will get the first mark. Then in arrangement we discussed that in solid they are uniformly arranged, and then we have a random or irregular arrangement that will get you the second mark. And then for third mark we further discuss the separation of
अच्छा, आपने पहले सारे उसके बारे में बताया, फिर आपने आहिस्ता आहिस्ता गैस पूछे हो, यही है ना?
particles as it is part of arrangement that initially they are become for the yes. Yes, is this first question is clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at the second question, what side is stored in cylinder. So initially the state is liquid. When cylinder is opened, the liquid quickly changes to a gas. So now there is a change in state from liquid to gas, which we call it evaporation or boiling, right? Okay. Then use the kinetic particle theory to describe change in movement and arrangement of the particles when liquid sulfur dioxide becomes a gas. It's for 2 marks. So it is, if you see, it is the question like the same, the above one, but the only difference is that here they are talking about the difference between solids and gases. And now here they are talking about the difference between liquid and a gas. So when we talk about movement, how you can compare the movement of a liquid and a gas?
Sir, the movement changes from
Yes, can
slide
anyone?
past each other to moving very fast.
Okay, very good. So movement changes from slide past each other who left the class.
Raja.
Okay, to moving very fast. Now, what about the arrangement? Yes, what about arrangement?
Sir, the arrangement stays from irregular to irregular. It does not change.
So it is not a change, but we have to mention the change for get the
Hmm.
second mark. So
Hmm.
listen, both are irregularly arranged. But when we talk about who left the class now,
पहले इरेगुलर ही था ना, फिर इरेगुलर से लेकर अब गैस तक जाएगा तो और मूवली
I
फ्रीक्वेंटली हो
am
जाएगा।
asking who left the class.
Sir, they all rejoined it.
Okay. And who is this one with the? Okay. So the arrangement is irregular, but if the arrangement is irregular in both solids and gas, then we talk about the separation of the particles. That in gases, as we said, that the molecules gets further apart, which means in the molecules spread out, right? So, and in liquid, the particles are relatively closer to each other, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So in liquid, the particles are touching each other. So arrangement changes from touching each other to spread out. I have asked you to write your proper name quickly, otherwise I will just write your name quickly, please. So spread out or get
Yes, sir.
Yes, is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Sir, in liquid, the particles are not touching each other. They
why
are
not?
a
They are
little
touching
far
each
apart.
other.
They are
They
far
are
apart from
they,
each other.
they are relatively far apart when we compared with the solid, but it doesn't mean they are not touching with each other. When
Okay,
we
sir.
are relating it with a solid, we can say they are further apart. They are not as close as in solid, but it doesn't mean that they are not touching each other. Okay.
सर
Okay, sir.
आप
Yes.
सेकंड वाला दोबारा दिखा सकते हैं?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Now,
Sir, I'm
if we
doing
look
this
at,
in my rough copy. Is it okay?
yeah, you just need to note down the key points. I'm going to share the recording, so then you will, if you want to note down the whole answers, you will do it at that time. Or otherwise, I will going to share the PDF. Okay. Now have a look at a question number 3. A drop of bromine liquid was placed in a gas jar. See which state is in it? Liquid.
Liquid.
After a
Liquid state.
time, the color of
Liquid
bromine
state.
had spread throughout the jar. Explain this observation in terms of kinetic particle theory.
Diffusion.
Whole, but before diffusion, first it's in a liquid state. Then first, what will happen?
First,
It
it
will
will go
spread
to
out.
gas.
Yeah, very good, Sohan. So it means that first evaporation will occur, then diffusion will occur. Okay, and it's of 3 marks, so we have to write 3 points. So first we will write that liquid bromine yes, here we go. So first it will go under evaporation. Is my screen is shared with all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Well,
then use, or you can write undergo diffusion in a sealed gas jar Then that will cover your 2 marks out of 3. Then for third mark, you will write you will now elaborate diffusion a little. In diffusion, the particles of bromine now someone left again, mixed with air particles. See, if you recall that the mixing of particles is diffusion. So if you write this thing that the particles of bromine mixed with air particles, that is fine.
Sir,
But
will they go?
But beside
Sir,
this,
why will they go evaporation?
see, if you read the statement, they are saying that there is a sealed flask, right?
Yes, sir.
And they say a drop of a liquid bromine. If you recall the color of the liquid bromine,
No.
it's red brown or orange. So here there is a drop of bromine is present. Okay. Now, if you see, if you read the second line, what they are saying that after a time, the color of a bromine had spread throughout the jar. What this indicating? This is indicating that after some time, instead of just that drop, we are observing the whole flask sealed have a orange color spread like this. So what does this indicate us? This is indicating us that the liquid first evaporated and the particles turns into gas and then they diffuse.
So the drop first turned into gas and then into
Did you
liquid.
understand?
So it turned first into gas and then into liquid.
Yes, the liquid.
So did the
Then?
drop do the? So did it happen to the drop or the other liquid?
No, that the drop first turns into gas, it gets evaporated, and when it gets evaporated, there are air particles in there as well. So it mixes with the air particle, and as a result, the whole area turns light yellow color.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so what I'm going to say over here that the particles of bromine mixes with air particles. Instead, this you can write over here that in diffusion, particles of bromine moves from their higher concentration to the lower concentration. Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
If any one of you have any query, do ask. Yes, is
अच्छा
this
इसमें
clear?
yes yes yes
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at the next question, it is same like this one. So some of the questions like this came, and if you recall, we have discussed one question like this earlier as well. If you see, the melting point of ethanoic acid is 16.7 and the boiling point of ethanoic acid is 118. Deduce the physical state of ethanoic acid at 130 degrees Celsius and explain your answer. Okay, so if you guys have any confusion in deducing the state, what you will do you will make a one scale over here like this. That put a line. Then, for example, here it's 16.7 and here it is 118. So if you recall, if you see over here, the information it is saying that 16.7 is a melting point and 118 is a boiling point, right? So between in this region, the liquid state exists, right? Below 16.7, there is going to be a solid state for ethanoic acid, and above 118, it is going to be a gas.
Yes.
Is this understandable to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, predict at 130 degrees Celsius, what will be its state? Yes, 130 degree is
Gas.
below 118. Or
It is a gas state.
it is going to be a gas. Yes.
Gas.
And
Gas.
what
It's
will
going
be
to
the
be a gas.
explanation for this? Yeah. And what will be the explanation at 130 degrees Celsius?
It will be a gas.
It's gas because 130 degrees. So if this temperature is above or higher than its boiling point, then it means that the substance is in its gaseous state. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you wait a minute? I want to copy it.
Okay. I have repeated so many times that if you want to, you will do it at the end of your, you have to understand the concept. That is more important. Just you want to, you do note down the key points at the end of your copy. Okay. Now, have a look at this one. Describe the movement and arrangement of particles in liquid butanoic acid. Yes, who is going to tell me the movement? How the particles in the liquid is moving?
In regular arrangement.
Sir, slide
Yes.
past each other.
What?
Sliding to and fro.
Yes,
over,
sliding past each other. Arrangement. Random and irregular
Yes, random and irregular.
particles are fixed position. Right? Okay. Now, there's effect glass. It can be used as a fragrance So when the temperature gets lower, the particles have less kinetic energy, and as a result, they are going to move slower. So that will be your answer. Particles have less kinetic energy, hence particles move. Well, to all of you.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just give me a minute, please. Okay. Now, have a look at this one. Describe and explain difference in the rate of diffusion of the gases oxygen and nitrogen. So whenever you see oxygen, oxygen is the formula or the symbol by which we represent oxygen gas is O2. In the same way, we represent nitrogen gas as N2. There are two different gases. It means if there is a difference in their rate of diffusion, then due to which factor their rate of diffusion would be different? Yes. What is the other thing beside temperature that affects the rate of diffusion?
Pressure.
Volume,
No.
pressure,
No.
volume.
Just check your notes, please. Just check your notes and tell me the answer. What is the other thing that affect the rate of diffusion beside
sir,
Sir,
spaces
temperature?
between the
temperature
particles.
and sir, temperature
Yes,
and
Sohan.
MR. Sir, temperature
Spaces
and
between the
MR.
particles.
MR, what is the full form of MR? What is the full form of MR?
Mass relative.
Mass
relative.
relative. Mass
Relative molecular mass. Relative molecular mass. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
और फिर इसमें तो वो होता है ना जिसमें निकालना होता है.
Yes. So see, if we look at the periodic table, there is a relative atomic so relative atomic mass of oxygen is
16.
yes.
It's 16.
Okay. 16. So yes. What is the relative atomic mass of nitrogen now?
14.
14.
14.
The two oxygen two mass A19 and there are two atoms so 7 so which Yes, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So we have
Sir.
Sir.
said the AR, relative atomic mass of oxygen, is 16 and the nitrogen is 17. So when we calculated the MR of oxygen molecule, it is going to be 32.
Minus 28.
Is clear? MR. Now tell me which gas is the heavier gas?
Sir, nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is a heavier gas.
Oxygen.
Oxygen is the heavier gas. So it's a
Yes,
heavy.
yes. Sorry.
It means if it's a heavier gas, it means it is going to diffuse slower or faster.
Faster.
Faster,
Heavy
sir.
gas.
Slower.
Which gas?
Faster.
Which gas?
Slower, sir.
A heavy person moves faster or a slim
Slow.
person moves faster?
A slim
Slim
person.
Slow
person.
person.
So in the same way, when the gas is heavy, it is going to be moved
Slower.
Slower.
slower. So after figuring out these MR values, now we are going to write that oxygen gas use at the yes, is this understandable to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next question, in which there is a ammonia. The formula of ammonia is going to be NH3 and the formula of phosphine is going to be PH3. So what we have to do, we have to figure out their MR value going to be diffusing at a faster rate and which one is going to be diffusing at a slower rate. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
मुझे वो रीजन बता दो.
Because if the one which is heavy is going to be diffused at a slower rate and the one which is
Okay.
MR is to be
सर आपकी आवाज समझ नहीं आ रही।
सर आपकी आवाज थोड़ी कट रही है।
Yes, am I audible?
यस
यस सर।
सर।
No, my screen is sharing.
नो सर।
सर वी कैन नॉट सी योर स्क्रीन।
Yes, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
Okay, now look at this question. They are saying that there is a mixture of neon, argon, krypton, and xenon. Can also be separated by diffusion. Explain why. Yes, who is going to tell me the answer?
Sir, will we need to find like each of
Sir,
the numbers of these?
Sir,
Yeah,
we have to
नियॉन
find
पिंक
the
कलर
MR of
तो
each.
दिखाता है
if
नियॉन में।
you see, here we have, see, neon, right? So each gas have a different relative molecular mass. Yes.
यस सर।
So each gas is going to be diffused at a different rate. As a result, the particles of argon, krypton, and xenon would be separated each other. Is it understandable? Yes. Each gas have different relative molecular mass. Hence, each gas diffuses at different rate due to separation occurs. Yes, is this understandable to everyone?
यस सर।
Okay, if anyone of you have any question, do ask.
Sir, can you please re-explain?
See, each gas is
Explain.
moving with a different speed.
Yes.
So if each gas is going to be moving at a different speed, so each gas is going to be get away from the other gas.
What?
अच्छा
If
वो
one
डिफरेंट
gas,
डिफरेंट
if
स्पीड में
one
जाते
gas
हैं
is
different
moving
Sir.
slower, if one gas is moving slower, so it is going to be left behind as compared with the
Yes.
rest of the gases, and the one which is moving
Yes.
faster is going to be, at the front, and the one which is having a moderate speed will be in the middle. So the particles of each gas would going to be separate with the particles of the other gas, right?
Yes.
Sir, I have a couple questions regarding the test.
Yes, do ask. Just give me a minute,
Yes,
please.
sir. So, like
Oh,
exam style questions.
just give me a minute. Okay, so here we are ending the session, and 1 minute, please.